somewhere to YouTube and wait for it to go live. If it ever does.
Right.
Oh, goodness. The lag is interminable. We're waiting for waiting on the lag for YouTube to go live, which it is not doing. Are we live? We are live. And YouTube is not coming up. Is it up on yours?
That's what I'm checking now. I see the scroll banner on mine, so it may be live.
Mine is not live.
Let me check real quick. It's live on my channel, and yep, it went live on your channel, at least on my end.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not showing it. Let me see. Let me just do one more thing here. Yeah, it's live. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Here we go. Here we go. Where am I going? To the duck.
What?
I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Hey, everybody.
How are you, Dina?
Doing good. Can't complain. How are you doing, Father Fish?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Hey, that's good news.
Well, it is good news, isn't it? I mean, I'm 85 years old, for God's sake. And I'm feeling good.
Say that.
Will wonders never cease. Glory. Well, I just made a new video.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be out probably this weekend. It's called Fish is Life.
Love it.
Life. Yeah, and it's just carrying on in the father fish tradition of philosophizing about everything.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Particularly everything fish, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, and we got off the track a little bit a few times, but it's good. We'll see. We'll see if people like it. Meanwhile, Julia, oh God, you got to get this. This is so cool. I got to play it. Julia has created a new short that is absolutely blowing the lid off of it. Yeah, you gotta see it to believe it. Let me see if I can get over to it without screwing everything up here.
Hey, I'm excited to see it.
Oh, it's rather remarkable, I would say. Short, there it is, short. Okay. It's called Warning Fish Keepers. I'm gonna bring it live. Okay. Let's center it. Now, what I got to do, I got to go back here and I got to bring it up. Where is it? Right there. Okay. Share screen. Warning, fish keepers. Share. And here we go. We got to get rid of this thing first. We need to kill that.
Okay, 1 second. I'll remove it. There you go. Hey, it worked.
But I got no sound. Oh, you know why?
Oh, it's muted.
I got it muted, right? All right, let me unmute it if I can.
It should be up there at the top somewhere.
There it is. Okay.
Water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real
She
issues
did a great
with
job on that.
water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it kills fish. One of the real issues with water changes is that it.
Now you tell me.
Nobody should forget it.
It gets the message across, doesn't it?
It does. Straight and to the point.
She's had 3,000 views in the first 6 hours.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Boggles the brain.
It does.
Absolutely boggles the brain. We'll see how that does. Yeah, she's done herself proud on that one. That's remarkable.
She did great.
How to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
So Julia's gotten her spurs. She's winning her spurs on this one.
Definitely.
It's just too good. Thank you, Julia. Absolute genius.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
great job.
Brilliant. Glory. All right. We made a change in our soil packaging. Heretofore, we were doing 4 different sizes of packages, trying to equate the size of the package with the given tank size. And it just was hopeless because there are too many different tank sizes and we can't make a bag for every different tank size. So we've given that up and we're doing 2 bags. We're doing a beginner bag and we're doing a master bag. The beginner bag is basically, for small tanks. And you use it accordingly. I mean, you want to get 1 inch in your tank. So if it's a really small tank, like a 5-gallon, a little less than 1 inch is good. Like half an inch even. Or a jar, maybe 1/4 of an inch. A 10-gallon tank, 1 inch, maybe a little less. A 20-gallon, 1 inch for sure. A 29, 1 inch for sure. And then there's a 35. You can do 1 inch in that. Now, there's enough soil in the bag to do an inch in a 20-gallon tank. That's 30% bigger than a 10-gallon tank. To go from a 20 to a 29, if it's a 20 long, there's no difference. It's the same footprint. If it's a 20 short, it's going to be a 20 short, I think, is the same footprint. A 10 is 20 inches wide. A 29 is 30 inches. A 20 is 24 inches. So a 20 is 4 inches wider than a 10. So they're pretty close. There's enough certainly to be able to do a full inch in a 20 tall. A 20 long and a 29 with the same footprint. It's going to be slightly under 1 inch. Now, you can scoop like 1 or 2 cups of peat moss or potting soil into that, mix it up good, and it'll be perfect. It'll be just fine. That'll give you exactly what you need. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, you can. That's bag 1, which is the beginner small bag. It'll do up to a 29-gallon tank. Now, the next bag is called a master. A master is, it'll do a 40 breeder. It'll do a 40-gallon, a 40 breeder, a 55, a 60, and a 75. So it's going to be in the 40-gallon, it's going to be a little better than an inch. In the 55-gallon, it'll be pretty tight to an inch. In the 40-gallon breeder, which has a bigger footprint than the 55, it'll be slightly under an inch, but that's a very shallow tank. So it's appropriate for it to be that way. Otherwise, you wind up with 3 inches in a 12-inch height. That's 1/4 of the tank is taken up by substrate. Now, if you look at mine, I've got a 40-gallon long, which is a 48-inch. It's about 10 inches tall, and darn near half of it is substrate. That's because it's been set up for 25 years, and I've only scooped substrate out once or twice. And here's the funny little secret to this. The older the tank is, the deeper the substrate gets. Think about this. You've got detritus going down into that tank, into that substrate on a continuing basis. When it does that, it doesn't disappear. It adds to the volume of the substrate. And so the substrate literally grows. It becomes deeper. You're not going to notice it probably in a year, but you will begin to notice it in 2 years. And in 5 years, you will definitely notice it. In my tank, which is 25 years old, I've taken out about 3 to 4 inches in that amount of time. And right now, it's at a good solid 5 inches. I could take out another couple and it would be better, frankly. I don't do it because I've got so many plants growing in there. I don't want to disturb them all. But at some point, I'll have to. Get this. A pond in a field. Let's say, for example, that pond is created artificially by a farmer. And let's say that pond was dug 200, let's make it 100 years ago. 100 years ago. When he dug the pond, it was 8 feet deep. Deep pond, say a half an acre pond. Pretty good sized pond. 8 feet deep. 100 years later, it's not 8 feet deep anymore. Now it's about 6 feet deep. Maybe a little less, but probably 6 feet. In 100 years, 2 feet of detritus, mulm, whatever, have blown into there, washed into there, and have begun filling it up. In 500 years, that mulm will build up to the point where it will become a marshy bog. It'll be literally a marshy bog. And then 100 years or so later, it will be returned as field. It will be as though there were never a pond there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Except that area will be the richest soil on the farm.
It would be.
Now, think about Terra Preta. Terra Preta is an ancient Inca system of creating very highly enriched soil. There's been research into how they did this that's been going on for 25 years or more. There are pockets all over Central and South America. Pockets, some of them small, some of them large, of black earth. Terra Preta. Preta means black. Terra means earth. Black, that's literally what it means, black earth. It's black dirt that is very high in nutrients and enriches whatever soil it's put in. It brings microbial life into it and enriches that soil, makes it flourish with life. One of the theories is that it was a lot of ash, a lot of burned ash. Certainly conceivable. Another is that it was actually a trash dump that over a long period of time, due to the organic nature of the trash that was going in it, built up a very intense and integral biomass. Another theory. Let's just suppose for a second that it was actually ponds.
It makes sense.
That organic material was thrown into, assuming that it was done naturally, a deep pond into which all kinds of organic material is thrown. The water will deteriorate it, and eventually it'll fill up to the point where there won't be any more water there. It'll be all solid organic material, very rich organic material. So there's my theory for Terra Preta.
It's a good theory.
It out as Aqua Preta, which is precisely what we're selling. You see, Aqua Preta.
Love it.
Black water. And that's the nature of things. It all comes together, doesn't it?
It does.
I love it. So I was talking about the dirt, the 2 bags. So the idea is now you have that when you get your Aqua Preta, the first thing you do is read the label that explains how to use it. And then you're turned into a farmer. I mean, you don't just blindly take this bag and dump it in the tank. and then put sand on top, and then you put water in, and then third class. It's not like that anymore. Now you got to use what God gave you.
Mhm.
Okay, you got to think about what you're doing, because you have the material by which your tank will become aqua preta, will become an enriched tank, but only if you use it appropriately. Yeah.
Definitely.
So read the directions, follow the directions, but use your noggin to understand what you're doing. And this is going to work out so much better. We increased the price slightly on the small bag because we added about 25% more to it. It's a whole lot more than it was. For the large bag, we actually increased that as well, but we reduced the price by $5 purely as an incentive to help people feel comfortable about buying this. I think we may still make a nickel or two on it. Near as I can tell, we're not going to lose money on it.
Hey, that's good.
But that remains to be seen as well. So anyway, we now sell 2 bags instead of 4. And you need to select the one you want based on not simply one tank, but based on what you're trying to do to get your MTS under control. That's what the soil is going to allow you to do, to parcel it out. So that 10-gallon bag, that small bag, you'll be able, if you want to do 2 10-gallon tanks with it, there's enough there to do it. It'll be a little light, but it should be. In a small tank like a 10, you don't really want a full inch of dirt. You want 3/4 of an inch or even half an inch, and then maybe inch to inch and a half of sand. That gives you like 2 inches max as a substrate in a tank that's only 10 inches tall. So you really don't want 3 to 4 inches of substrate in a 10 inch tall tank. It looks better and it's more practical. You get the big bag, and the big bag, well, the big bag will do half a dozen 10-gallon tanks.
Wow.
It'll do a 55 and a 10. It'll do a couple of 10s, 29. It'll do a whole lot more. So, and that's the way it's intended to be used. Now, one more thing while I'm on the subject. The supplement. The supplement is intended to be used to enrich substrate. It is not substrate. It is a mineral supplement to your substrate, and it is primarily minerals. Very little organic in it. There is some, but it's really not the majority by a long shot. There's no organic filler in it. In other words, it's primarily mineral material, and a very, very wide range of mineral material, consistent with their belief that the broader the base, the better the stability of the environment. In other words, the more diversity that's in that environment, the more stable it becomes. So we have a wide diversity of minerals, some of which in nature are rare, like strontium is rare, but we include it Now, it's not enough to make an atomic bomb, mind you, or even a firecracker size, but it's there in trace. And it does have some, other than deleterious effect, it has some salutary effect on the growth of plants. So it's beneficial, that is to say. And it's not going to give you skin cancer. So not like that either. Although I don't recommend you take baths in it. So
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
things in there that could burn you.
Mhm.
That has lime in it, for example, which would not be good on your skin. So be a little careful with it. But here's the thing I wanted to mention. You can use this to supplement any of the commercial substrates that are out there, because they all deplete very quickly in nutrients. And what they're depleting in is mineral. So as a mineral supplement, if you buy a bag of commercial substrate, and there are 3 or 4 of them, probably more. All of them are about the same. They all are infused with, frankly, a minimum of nutrient, because they want you to buy nutritional supplements after a few months. So you have to keep feeding this dirt. Well, with the Aquapretta supplement, you put it in one time and it's good forever. It'll last at least 5 years. And in 5 years, your tank will have cycled fully to be replacing those minerals through the process of the food chain, of bringing everything full circle. That's the goal, to be able to sustain that substrate long enough for the food chain to complete its development. Doesn't happen quickly, but it does happen automatically, more or less. So in a 4 to 5 year period, those plants that died some years ago are now broken down to the point where they're replenishing the elemental nutrients, the minerals that were taken out when it grew are now being replaced. The cycle is completed. And in so doing, the mineralization you put in with the Aquapretta supplement has done its job. It has carried the tank forward to the point where it now is able to sustain itself on its own. My 25-year-old tank, how can I say this? It does not have the same minerals in it that were put in it at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But of course it does. But they have been changed into something else and then back into themselves. The cycle has been completed and everything is in cycle. Once that cycle is established, then it is enriched at every level. These are concepts that are so important to get hold of and to understand, because they help you gain a deeper awareness of the nature of reality. And that's really what my new video is all about. The notion that your aquarium, far from being an escape from reality, is in fact an escape into reality, into the reality of nature and the reality of how the world really works, how life really works, how this earth really works. May not tell you much about the universe, but it's going to tell you a whole lot about life on earth. And that's what we all are all, that's where we are. And that's what we need to tackle. That's what we need to come to grips with and really understand. So this whole business of environmentalism and carbon footprints and all of this come into focus and we can begin to see the reality of how nature works and how carbon, for example, is a vital component in plant growth. Without carbon, plants cannot grow. And in fact, there's more plant life on Earth today than there was even 100 years ago, because there's more free carbon in the environment, making it possible for more plants to thrive. Understanding
Interesting.
that allows you to put things into proper perspective and take them out of the realm of politics and economics into the realm of the real world and how the real world works. And that's the key. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what this is all about. It's helping us gain a deeper understanding, a deeper appreciation of nature, of the world, the real world, the world that we see when we get out into an open field and we just walk into a deeply natural area. So all of that. We have a young man up here who's going to grace us with his wisdom here. So let's see what the wisdom of this young man is. This is Chairs Aquatics. He's here to visit with us. Hello.
Hey, Father Fish, I did watch a lot of your videos about the soil and stuff like that. So yeah.
You haven't done anything about it yet, but you have watched.
Oh no. This I'm tossing these out. They're on. You know, they're just. I'm waiting for the package to come in.
You know, I noticed you ordered the dirt. It's in the mail. It's sitting in Washington, D.C. You know, the federal government has to approve this, you see. That's what the U.S. Post Office is for. They sit on it and they try to hatch it, is what they do.
Oh, okay. So they pretty much do nothing until, they find out it's absolute, it can't hatch. Yeah.
Their own coffee break. When they're finally
they're like that 24/7.
Yeah. 24/7 coffee break, right? Yeah, we right now the biggest blockade for mail in the postal system is the main station in D.C.
Yeah,
at least in this region, stuff is sitting there for up to a week.
Oh wow, gosh!
If it's plants, we have to replace it all.
No, so it was not plants. It was soil. It was the Father Fish soil for the 10-gallon.
Right, and it'll be fine. Once you get it, it'll be fine. Just make sure you cap it with 2 inches of sand, but it'll be good. It doesn't go bad.
I do actually have 2 inches of sand. This is one bag, and I have another bag right under here. So I'm pretty much set.
Beautiful.
I have a piece of driftwood. So
well, that's going to be great. I'm excited to see it. Wonderful.
Yeah, this is temporary. The rocks. That was just for my peep puffer temporary. What?
Tell me about what's your favorite video you've watched so far?
Man, there's some really good ones. Okay, they're hard to decide. Okay.
Pick one.
Oh yeah, I remember my favorite right now is the one you said the mud holes are actually more clean than a pristine tank. It was one of your old videos 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. And what does it say?
What?
Tell me again what it says. I didn't get that. What does it say?
A mud hole is it has less parasites in it than pristine tanks.
Oh, okay. I got you. I know what you're
Yeah, so
talking
far that
about.
one's my favorite because like you can see in like the lake or whatever, like it's absolutely nasty, but it's absolutely clean, you know.
So you watched what, about 10 videos, you think?
Oh no, I've watched probably close to 2 or 3 hours, okay?
Oh
They're all
wow.
pretty good. Yeah, they're all pretty good.
3 hours. That's about 10 actually. They run
Oh,
about
10
50,
videos?
well, 2 hours would be about maybe not even 10. Somewhere between 8 and 10, probably.
Also, I did watch a lot of
About,
your shorts.
most of them are about shorts, I'd say.
Yeah, that
Short,
too, and videos, and don't water change like any of the natural tanks.
shorts don't count.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to learn. So, last time, I spoke to you. You're like, "Whoa, don't get that fluval stratum crap. Whoa, don't get that." It's like it was a life or death situation. Well, for my fish, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
okay. So 10 more videos by next week.
You got homework, Xander.
Oh gosh, yep.
Love it. Get back to us when you get it set up. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
All right.
yeah. I have more plans than this actually.
Well,
Oh,
So.
nice.
so we got more dirt too. So we'll be good.
Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all.
Bye, cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay. God bless.
God bless.
All right. Jacob is here. Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Doing good. So she molted again.
Oh wow.
She's getting big.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
one
her
big-
claw's probably like this long now.
Yeah, one big crab. Yeah. That's a male too, isn't it?
Female.
Oh, it is a female. Okay.
And then the keyholes, they're actually getting a little bigger. They're getting chunkier.
Yeah. Yeah, they're nice. Angels will look good. Any angel spawning activity yet?
No, none of that yet.
Yeah,
They're
won't be
getting big.
long. Yeah, they are. She's full of eggs.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Coming along.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're doing amazing. It's coming on 8 months now. They've been in there since the first month it was up, so I'd say the second month they've been in there like 6 months, 5.5, 6 months.
What's that, about February, March?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
started February 10th. It was put up February 10th.
Okay.
Them
All righty. Oh, glory.
Yeah, see, I still got right here the blue Rams one. See them right there?
No, but I'll take your word for it.
I
Under
still
the
got
plant.
them. They come in very small, but they're staying living to where they're continuing to keep growing into the system, so I never have to replace snails no more.
That's
Oh, that's
true.
perfect.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank
Looking
you.
good.
Yeah, it's like perfect.
Like it,
There's
Jacob. Yeah.
this will tell you everything about your system.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Thanks,
Out of 8,
Jacob.
out of 8 months, look at that. There's
Yeah.
only brown diatoms. That's healthy diatom.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Take care. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, Jacob.
Bye, Jacob. I lost you. Where'd you go?
I'm somewhere.
Are you there?
There we
Hello. There we
You
go.
found me.
Hello. Mercy, mercy,
And
mercy.
Bob S says, "Wow, those plants look magnificent." So,
Yeah,
Jacob, he
yeah.
says you're doing a good job too.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. All that jungle val. Jungle val is such a great plant. We pulled out about a bucket of Jungle Val from the
Wow.
135 today. All that plant that was growing in front. And I thought it might leave a hole. It didn't. It's just as thick behind it as it was. But what's odd is this is the big cichlid tank. A lot of Malawis, but it's got a mixed population. It has Malawis, Tanganyikas, and Central Americans. No South Americans, but some Central American fish in there. The more aggressive fish are in there. But the plants, it's the red jungle val. We had a bed of it planted in the front that was about that tall for months. I don't know, maybe 6 months. Just that height. Didn't grow, didn't die, was just right there. It was putting down roots. And when it finally did, it just exploded. And it grew so fast and so deep, spreading all over the tank, that, as I say, we pulled out a bucket of plants today, and it doesn't look like anything's missing.
Wow.
We didn't make a dent in the plants that are still in there. So yeah, Val's a great plant. It's a great plant to fill a tank with, and it does an enormously good job of pulling nitrates out, because that, of course, is its primary food. So I never worry about nitrates because I have lots of plants in my tank.
Yeah, same here. The plants they'll take care of it for you.
You know, it's interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. What?
There's a, and I'm troubled by this because I don't really understand how to deal with it, but there's a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a group of people, it's a mindset. It's one that is most visible on Reddit. It's a mindset of negativity.
Right, definitely negative.
That even goes to hostility, to
Mm-hmm.
contemptuousness, to an attitude of whatever it is, you're wrong and I'm right. And
That
the
sums
reason
up
why
Reddit perfectly.
really, it's that kind of mentality. It's a mentality of a complete unwillingness to hold a conversation with anyone, to discover anything new. It's the ultimate bigotry, I think. It is what bigotry is. Bigotry is the notion that who I am, me and my gang, my crowd, are the only ones that deserve to survive, because everybody else is wrong about everything. And that's this mentality. Now, what is absolutely weird about it, and I do mean weird, is that they portray themselves as liberal, as open-minded, as reasonable, as even scientific. And the reality is they're anything but. To them, science is things that have been proven. And that's not what science is. Science is not about a bunch of proven facts. Science is a process of disproving what we believe is true. That's what true science is.
Right.
Science in a laboratory tries to disprove what the common wisdom is. Because the source of truth then is to is to be able to get underneath and behind what we believe to see something new, to see whether there's something in there that we have not yet considered. And these folks, that's verboten. That's absolutely forbidden. I mean, they are closed-minded. They are bitter. They're acrimonious. And they demand their safe space. So I've determined I'm going to invade their safe space. I began doing this because I've discovered there are probably 100 threads on Reddit about father fish. And
There's quite a few on there.
What an utter ignoramus he is. What a stupid old man he is. What a fraud he is. And on and on and on. All of this trash talk.
And there's no getting through to them.
Oh, I'm not going to
found.
Yeah. All I'm going to do is take away their safe space. I'm going to say, you guys, you think you can get away with all this crap here with nobody calling you out on it. I'm here to call you out on it. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you. Whatever it is, I'm telling you. And I think that needs to be done. I really think that needs to be done. You know, these are people who need a reality check. They need somebody coming up in their face saying, it ain't the way you says it is, just because you says it is. If it's that way, it's because it's true, and not because you say it's true. And half of what you say is true. It has nothing to do with reality. It's got to do with your own mental deficiency.
You'll find a lot of mental deficiency on Reddit. Trust me, it's full of it.
Well, I've seen it, some of it.
Reddit can be a very dark place.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna bring light to darkness here.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Hey, keep me updated on it.
May not need to. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, what else is going on? We're leaving Friday morning early, about 7 in the morning, to drive up to wherever it is we're going. Harrisburg, I think, Pennsylvania, somewhere in Pennsylvania. This side
of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, outside of Philly and south of Lancaster, for the Keystone Clash, which is an affair that's about 10 or 11 years old, that two of the big clubs up there put on jointly. And it's a great show. I've been to 2 of them. This will be my 3rd. I'm taking my crew with me, at least most of them. We have one holdout who's going to get the word that by the next one, his butt better be in place, or there will be questions asked requiring answers. He's missed 3 in a row, and nobody else has. So anyhow, we're taking our crew up. Gonna have a great time. We're excited about it. We're going to be taking our aquapreta and our substrate and a bunch of resurrection jars that are real cute design jars with sculptures in them, aquatic sculptures. We're taking, what else are we taking? Golly, all kinds of new stickers. We got a whole bunch of new stickers. That'll be fun. We're going to do a demo on the dirt, show people how to put it together, and just have fun and meet a bunch of people. And maybe one of the things that we've started talking about, we're trying to put all the pieces together. is to be able to sell the supplement to other stores. So we've got a price point in it that will allow them to double their money on. So we think we can do this and still make a little money and be able to get our product into a whole lot more places. We've got a couple of stores interested in carrying it. We're working on a shelf presentation now so that we have a way of being able to explain what it is and how to use it. There frankly is nothing like it on the market. It is a complete supplement for substrate. And there really is no such thing. I believe there's nobody trying to do that. So we do have a unique, and it's a product that every single tank can benefit from. So anyhow, we're trying to figure that out. So how we make that happen.
Oh, and you guys will also be having those cool jars that Brenda and Jen made.
The other resurrection jars. That's right. They got a bunch of them. God, I don't even know what else we got.
A lot.
A lot, right. Oh, we even have some new jewelry with the father fish, the little tiny father fish picture.
Cool.
Embossed in acrylic as keychain and earring and necklace and whatever else, pins or something. So that'll be fun. So we're going to have a good time. Yeah. We'll be there.
There's 12 jars, shrimp jars.
Right. We'll be there all day Friday and all day Saturday. So Brenda's here and I'll be back. What would make your aquarium have an odd smell? Odd, he says. Odd, not overpowering. Hard to explain. I first thought oil or some kind of gas. Only smell it when I open the lid fish. It's so great. Well, I think I know what you're referring to. When with a lid on, unless you have, and this is another reason to have a sponge filter, or at least an air line running into that tank to clear the air, particularly if you have a lid on the tank, to clear the air above the water. What it builds up is CO2 and whatever other waste is floating to the top, the odor from which, plus whatever micro gases may escape the water, those get trapped. And they do have a kind of a peculiar odor. It's not particularly unhealthy, but it is at best peculiar and not all that pleasant. If, however, you have an air stone in there, that's going to greatly reduce that because it'll be bringing air in that'll be essentially pushing that all that old air out. And you need to do that anyway because you want to get well oxygenated air above the water so it can be dissolved into the water to be able to sustain your system. Well, one of the things to keep in mind is that an air bubble, a bubbler, puts very little oxygen into the water in and of itself. These bubbles are in contact with the water for a very short period of time, less than a second typically. They're released and they're zip gone. What they're doing is moving water. They're pulling water through that filter, and by their action in the water, they're causing the water to ripple. So they're creating a more active flow or a more active water environment, which is important to do. It prevents dead spaces, prevents water from becoming foul in certain areas. So it's important to do that. And in a big tank, you really ought to have a couple of them, kind of one at each end. I did that in all my big tanks. But the air that's coming to the top, if you got a lid on it, you need to make sure there's a notch in that lid for air to escape, so that it's not having to lift the glass or somehow slip out through the cracks between the glass and the tank. So just notch a corner off, so you get a little bit of an opening. It also gives you a place to put your wire for your heater and air line without having to have the glass sitting on them. So notching the corner of the glass is always a good idea. And you can do that on two ends. So that's kind of open on both ends. Not a bad thing to do at all. And that will do a lot to clear up that odor. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, although I would not want it to continue indefinitely without being refreshed, because it does contain a lot of CO2 and a lot of inert gases that have been released that are no longer of benefit to the system. So it's kind of, there's waste product in it, if you will, that needs to be blown free of the surface, so that the surface is free to be able to take in more oxygen. All right, that was a big one.
Well, we got a few more questions when you're ready.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Well, here's the first question from the UK.
Lane Fogarty, Father Fish. I'm going to be converting to your deep substrate, but I'm in the UK. I found your supplement on eBay UK, but what soil can you suggest for me to mix with your supplement? Well, we do have a number of videos that explain this in detail. And if you go over to the Discord, the formula also exists there. It's really quite simple. It's 2 parts peat moss or something comparable to peat moss, some kind of organic material, a mulch kind of material. It could be shredded leaves. It could be any kind of wood pulp mulch. It could be wood chips, rotted or at least softened wood chips. Peat moss is great. You may not have access to it. We do, and it's wonderful. 2 parts peat moss, 1 part potting soil. Now, potting soil is really nothing more than good, rich earth. It's soil. It's not dirt. It's soil. And it has some organic properties to it. Not a lot, but some. But it's a rich. It's an older material, if you will. It's a material that plants have grown in, that contains the biology of that process. And the third, and so 1 part of that, 2 parts peat, 1 part potting soil, and the third part there you have some flexibility with. It's 1 part. We use Black Cow. Black Cow is a commercial product that is a finished compost. By finished, that means it no longer has heat in it. It is completely disintegrated. You completely converted to a rich compost. If you've ever done a compost pile, you know what the difference is between a raw compost and a finished compost. This is a finished compost. Yeah, however, there are some other things you can use. You can use, for example, pond mud. Pond mud, in the same proportion, has essentially all of the same organic material that finished compost does. So, and there are other materials like that. You can scoop you can scoop mud from a ditch, an old standing water ditch, not one that's occasional, not a rain ditch, but a standing water ditch that's been there for years and years and years. The soil in that will be very rich. You can scoop some of that. So 2 parts peat moss or comparable material, 1 part potting soil, 1 part finished compost or mud or some other rich composted kind of material. That's the basic formula. And then into this, you mix the supplement equal to the volume that you're trying to achieve. In other words, the supplement it will do 100 gallon capacity. That whatever that is in square inches. Inch per, it's really cubic inches, but we measure it in square inches. So it would be essentially 100 gallon tank. 100 gallon tank is 6 foot by 18 inches. So it's 72 by 18. I'll multiply that out. 6 by 1.5 is 9 square feet. So the 100 gallons will do 9 square feet, if you will, of surface area, an inch deep. So you want that, and then that means if you're doing that much, then you use a whole bag because that's 100 gallons. Now to convert that to volume, it's about 6 gallons. It's about 1 gallon per square foot. A little less than 1 gallon per square foot at 1 inch. So the formula for all of that, however, is in the shoal, and there's even a formula that you can use to determine exactly what contents you need. In other words, it's been formulated to the point where you can go in and apply the formula and find out exactly what you need. So we've done all that homework for you. Just go there and make use of it. But that's the basic concept. And those are products you can get. You can even get them from the wild. I mean, it's all the same. It doesn't matter where it comes from. The compost, the peat moss is peat moss is essentially disintegrated vegetation. It's old vegetation, old dried leaves, old broken twigs, mulched up. It's mulch. It's mulch, and peat moss just happens to be a very effective way to be able to use that. It's also ancient. It's a very old material, so it has added benefits. But and then soil, you can get that out of a really good garden. The better the garden, the better the soil, and the finished compost. You can make that yourself. You can collect it. It can all come from the wild, or you can buy it. We buy it because we make a lot of it.
Right.
It's kind of unrealistic to try to. We don't live on a big farm. If we did, we probably could make a lot of it.
Probably could.
With things like cow and chicken manure and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, you got another one?
Oh yeah, got another one. I'm gonna write down the timestamp real quick.
Zach Arnold. What else can I put with them? I just use a lot of elephant skin stone. No plants at the 65. Put with them. Who are them? Zach Arnold.
Maybe the elephant skin stone? I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know what elephant skin stone is.
I don't know either. I'm not familiar with that one.
I can imagine.
I've heard of
Okay.
dragon stone, but not elephant skin stone.
Yeah, why no plants? If you have no plants, you're going to wind up with a lot of algae. You may that may grow perfectly on the elephant skin stone. That may be an appropriate thing to do. I'll tell you what else you could consider is growing mosses on that elephant skin stone. We do a fair amount of that. We have a lot of different mosses that we grow out on stone and wood. And some of that we have available to sell. We're just really experimenting still, but some things are working out well enough to be able to offer them to our special customers. Some real high quality stuff. So yeah, a little more information with your questions, Zach, and I'll be
Yeah, that would
happy
be great.
to find some more. What else you got?
We got a question from Adam.
Adam, is angelfish courting behavior identical to territorial posturing? That's interesting. I think it's not identical, but I think they are integral. The courting behavior is lip locking. What bettas do when they are alongside, a lot of fish do. Quivering, spawning, of course, swimming together. Those are really not territorial. The territorial part of it comes in when the pair select a spot as a nest. That once they have that spot designated, then they immediately begin protecting and guarding that spot. So that's where the territorial activity begins. It really doesn't happen so much before that. I mean, you got a pair of fish that are paired off swimming through the tank, oblivious to anybody else. But once they select a place to actually spawn, once the female is adequately egged up, that her eggs are ripe and she's ready to release them, that's the point where they get real interested in creating a nesting area and protecting that area. And that's where you see the territorial posturing. What else you got?
And then we've got a question from Ryan Central.
Ryan, Father Chris was wanting your opinion. If you could help me, is there any way to determine if a fish food is good in the UK? Well, let's see. If a fish is good in the UK. Yeah, there is. If the fish is good in Denmark and in Berlin and in Sicily, then it'll be good in the UK. I sense, however, that is not actually your question. Your question is not, how can I do a comparative analysis? It's how can I determine what a quality food is? And that's a very, very difficult question to get at. And I will illustrate how difficult it is. I've spent the last 2 years at least, maybe a little longer, searching out the very best fish food in the world. And I began with a food manufactured in Japan that is available essentially only in Japan. It's not food you can buy here in the States, mainly because it's not shipped to the States in any other than very large bags, like 5 and 10 pound bags, which will be impractical for the average hobbyist. And so it's not carried by local stores. It is, however, used by farmers and other commercial interests as a very high quality food for their breeding and grow out operations. So there's one. I then discovered a second food in Israel called prime that is the highest quality food in terms of content, preparation, and presentation, used almost exclusively in the aquatic fish industry in Israel, which is a very substantial industry. It's a very large industry with very high standards, very high quality. So the food is a uniquely high quality food. So I went from one, and then I went to the other, and then I combined them in order to ostensibly get the best of both possible worlds. And I've been selling that now in several grades, from fry all the way up to a larger pellet for some time. There are plenty of other foods around. I wanted to be able to do something that was not commercially available in your local store, that you could not go to PetSmart and buy, but it would be a very high quality, very high standard food. So I landed on that. Well, about 3 months ago, I was talking with a firm that markets rare and unusual aquatic products, primarily food products. And they developed, or a subsidiary of them, somebody who works for them or who they work with, developed a process of flaking food without using heat. Now this is significant.
It is.
Because flake food is all baked at a high enough temperature that it derives out all the moisture. And then the process derives out all the fats, derives out all the oils, derives out everything of nutritional value. And what you're left with is this flake that has some nutrients in it, but effectively no food value. So this genius came up with a way to be able to use some very pure products like pure mysis, emulsified, and garlic emulsified into a paste, spread out on a tray, and dried with a very, very low temperature, about 100 degrees, that dries it out. Not enough to dry out the oils or the fats, not enough to burn them off, but enough to get the majority of the moisture off of it, so it actually flakes. Now, it does have a shelf life, and I keep it refrigerated. But I began feeding this stuff. I got some and tried it. And then they came out with a second item in the line that contains growth hormones and color enhancing hormones. And they mix these two together. So we now have a very high quality protein food combined with growth and color hormones that cause the fish to grow very rapidly and burst in color.
Wow.
Astounding.
It
Okay, so we got this stuff. The question is, what are the fish going to do with it? Because that's the final test.
Right? Do they like it?
We began feeding it, and the flake never hit the bottom.
Wow.
In any tank, the flake never hit the bottom. It's a flake that you put it in, it floats for a moment, and then it'll sink.
Mm-hmm.
And as it sinks, it softens very quickly, which makes it very easy for the fish to eat. They grab it and tear it up and just begin. I've never seen fish feed like that before.
Must be some good food.
Absolutely. They swarm it. They absolutely swarm it.
Wow.
And here's the kicker.
Mm.
They won't eat the prime anymore.
They like the new food too much.
They won't. We put it in and they ignore it. They want the flake. So we give them the flake. And I've seen in a month, I've seen the difference in the vitality of the fish, in the health of the fish, the color of the fish. I am amazed. So we've begun offering this. It's a flake food. It's called Terra Preta Flake. We explain a little bit about it. We don't have good labeling for it yet. We need to work on that. Does the bursting, color, and growth affect their lifespan? Undoubtedly. And that there's always that trade-off. Any animal that grows fast will not live as long as an animal that grows slowly. The hare and the rabbit. Rabbits go fast and live 2 to 4 years. Tortoises grow slow and live 100 years. Mm-hmm. So, sort of part of it is the nature of the beast. And in the case of fish, it really goes to the health of the animal and really not how rapidly it's growing. Because fish don't age. They don't have an aging gene. That is to say, they don't, humans, mammals have an aging gene where their bodies simply wear down. Their organs wear out, and they begin a kind of a slow disintegration. Fish don't do that. They don't go through that. Now you think about the salmon. The salmon, it's a different issue. They're going from saltwater to freshwater. They're suddenly in water that is foreign to them. They begin breaking down because they're in a foreign water body, which their babies need, but is deadly to them. So that's a different issue. They're really not aging. They're really breaking down because of their environment they're in. Fish don't age. They die from a myriad of other causes. That's what lunker is. A lunker is a fish that has lived beyond the normal span of years and has become utterly massive because they also keep growing. The more they grow, the older they get, the bigger they are. Fish never stop growing. Now, in the case of little fish like guppies and platies and mollies and tetras and all these small fish, there is a deterioration. And I think it's genetic as much as anything. You see it with a lot of the fish that develop bent spine as an aging kind of function. So it's not an absolute. There is an aging process occurs. It's not the same as humans though, and a fish really can escape that. There are fish hundreds of years old. There are sharks in the cold waters of the north that are known to be 400 years old. There are whales that are well over 100 years old, perhaps some as old as 200. Now that's a mammal. but even so, they can get quite old. So, shouldn't mention whales. It's really not a fish. Sharks, however, can live to quite a long time. But again, they tend to get broken down because the parasite world is so caustic and just so ever present and so constantly on the attack that eventually they let their guard down in one way or another, and they're overwhelmed by it. So there's that aspect as well. Greg is up. Hello, Greg.
Father Fish.
How
Hello,
are you?
Miss Dina, how are you?
Okay.
Okay, kind of not I got the pink angels, they're cleaning the cone again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But
Do you have
I
any-
wanted to come on. I'm
do you have
sorry.
any do you have any hatch yet?
Oh yeah, I'll show them to you.
Okay.
Also too, I got this back in 2021 by your request.
Oh wow,
Oh my.
that is a large can of fish food.
P100. Interesting. M3 to P3. Yeah. Yeah, I remember using a lot of AP.
Yeah, you suggested it, and it has been really, really good
It's a
for me.
wonderful product. Yep, absolutely.
It's very
Yeah.
tiny. It's like dust, and
Yeah.
the fry eat all the fish eat it. They'll come up to the
Yeah,
surface
it's
and skim.
microphonic. Yeah, it's great food.
Like I said, I've had it since I think I got it back when you was in Florida,
Wow. How about that?
Wow.
Sure enough.
and it's how big a quantity it is. It lasts a long time. But you can see the angels. They're making everybody get away from the cone again.
Yeah, they are.
They're gardening.
Nice.
Okay, over here in the corner, it's kind of cloudy.
Oh.
Oh, look at this.
I don't know how to get the light on them where you can see them good.
Yeah, I can see them.
Oh, we can
Okay.
see them.
Yeah, they're growing. They're getting some size to them.
Wow.
There's
They're
a bunch
about a
of them
week
right
old.
there.
Are they about a week?
Yeah, let's see.
You're feeding the AP to them?
I do give them a little dusting of that. I use a little, let me find it. I use a little paintbrush, dip
Right.
it in the powder, and then shake it over the top of it so
Right.
you don't put too much
Yeah.
in there.
Right.
And yeah, I feed them baby brown shrimp.
Do you have a tiny sponge filter?
I do.
That would help.
I thought about putting it in here, but I was going to feed them for one more day in this, and then they're going to go to a 5-gallon.
Yeah.
And the 5-gallon.
Yeah. You need to do
But
that for sure.
I do have a tiny. Yeah, it's kind of cloudy looking in there. A lot of that's on the glass because I can't really wipe it down.
All right.
But I put a few snails in there. The snails are
I see that.
cleaning it
They're
up.
a big help. They're a big help. They
Yeah,
absolutely
they
are. Yeah. Nice. Well, I'm excited.
They're just about all hot pink. There are a few of them that are solid white.
Huh.
And I'm not sure if they're going to be like a platinum or if they're going to be an albino. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if maybe
that's
they
interesting. Yeah,
maybe
right.
Can't wait to find out.
maybe they used the albino to create these.
Could be. Could
Mhm.
be.
Makes sense.
Okay, I'll show you something else right quick if y'all got the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We got some blue ones.
More baby.
Oh, how nice.
These are wigglers on the bottom. They're not free swimming yet, but you can see that pile of them back there.
Wow, nice.
And that's from these guys.
The deer blues there are so pretty. It's such a nice fish.
They are.
I had a bunch of those and sold them all. And the
That's
fellow
good.
who's getting them from is no longer breeding, so I
Oh.
can't get them from him. Yeah.
So we'll have some pearl scale blue zebras.
That's
Nice.
exciting.
Nice.
Those will be coming up. All right. Well, I'll back
Looking
on out
good.
here. That's
Well, that's grand. Nice to hear from you, Greg. Congrats.
yes,
And I'm excited.
Oh, me too.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye
Hey,
for now.
see you later.
Thank
Bye. That's amazing that the baby angels are already presenting their colors like that. I've yet to breed angelfish, so that's really exciting.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
take a
think
real
really.
quick.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take a real quick break. I'll be right back.
You got another question before you go?
Yeah, let me see. Oh, we didn't answer that one. I think. Yeah, we answered that one. Nope, I don't think we've got any more. We don't have any more starred questions. Wait a minute, we
Okay.
just had a question. Let's see. Here you go. Let me write that down real quick.
What do you do when you want more fish than what you can have?
Me all the time.
Well,
right
you know, that's one of the viruses of the MTS disease. You get another tank is what you do. Want more fish than you can have. You justify it by saying there's always room for one more tank. And you know what? There is. There is always room for one more tank. You can always find a place to put another tank. It simply is not the case that there's no room for one more tank. I'll bet you I could find room for 5 more tanks. And then if you got rid of that old couch over there, there'd be room for 10 more tanks. There's always room for one more tank. Doompa! As in not allowed to have more fish, or the tank is too small. Well, not allowed to have more fish. That's just counterintuitive. I mean, not being allowed to have more fish means that the fish are not allowed to breed, and that's cruelty to animals. Cruelty to animals. Right. Jennifer, totally. If there's an open surface that needs a tank, right you are, Sonny. And if it's not open, clear the decks. Get that lamp off of that table. A tank will look a lot better. Put the lamp on top of it or alongside it or something. Jennifer Acuna is laughing. MTS strikes again, says Anna. That's it. Yeah, that's so what you the question is, what do you do? What do you do? That's the right question. It's not how do you feel? It's not what do you think? It's not a philosophical approach. It's what do you do about this? And what you do is a do. You do something about it. And there are a lot of options once you have another tank. When you want more fish, here's the other problem. You really should not try to keep every fish you like with every other fish you like. Because while you may like them, they may not like each other. And there's too much of that going around. So you need to keep fish that don't like each other out of each other's tanks so that they don't have to settle their dispute in some god-awful way that results in the death or permanent dismemberment of one or the other, or for that matter, both of them. Now, I do play the game of keeping lots of aggressive fish together, but I don't do it at the point where the aggression begins to affect the well-being of the fish. That's the point where generally the fish that's being beat up comes out. That's usually the best way to deal with it. Take the fish out that needs respite and leave the beast in there and let him settle things. If however, he's just beating up one fish out of another, you may indeed need to remove him. Dre is here. Hello, Dre.
Hey,
What's
Dre.
going on, Father Fish? Hey,
How
Dina.
are-
So it's kind of dark now. I was gonna show you what I got. Let me see if I can. Let me turn the camera around. Here we go.
Ooh,
Back camera.
okay.
This up down here.
We're going outside.
Oh, cool. Right now, your video froze,
Yeah,
so
we're-
hopefully it'll
Can't
pick
hear
back
me.
up.
We're frozen. Oh, there.
It just pick up. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got it.
So I just set this bin up today.
Okay. Where'd you
And I
get?
was wondering.
Oh, look at that.
So
Cool.
I'm gonna look up some more. I got a lot of Vallisneria. I got Pennywort floating with Moneywort as well, because I know that those are like stem plants. Well, the Moneywort. And I put, one stock of Hornwort, I think, in there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna load it up. I just wanted to know if I still gotta do the dechlorinator, if I'm gonna leave it like for a while to just sit.
No, you don't need the chlorinator. What you do
I
need
know.
is you need nutrients in it. You just got sand, right?
Yeah. Well, I got
Okay.
soil underneath the sand.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. I didn't see it.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I kind of hid it. I I put the sand from the outside
I
in the
got
corner
you.
so you don't see the soil. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. What I would do in that is put try to get some leaf mulch from a creek or a pond or a stream and put that in there.
Okay.
It's outdoors, so it's going to greatly benefit from that.
Okay. Perfect. Cause
And you'll see a lot.
Go ahead.
Well, what it'll also do is provide a balance to the plants because you'll be
Okay.
getting some microscopic animal life in there that'll
Okay.
create CO2 for the plants as well
All
as
right.
ammonia. Yeah.
So no dechlorinator, and some mulch. The pond that I
Yeah.
got the plants from has a lot of mulch, so
Okay, let's go. Yeah, I would get enough in there to kind of cover the bottom with it. Some leaves and some other mulch from a pond or stream because you want to bring life into it. It'll have enough living material in there. I think we just lost it.
Yeah, I think we did too. Hopefully we'll be able to come back.
Yeah. Yeah, that if you do that, if you bring some living material in there, you'll notice an immediate difference. It'll the whole thing will suddenly begin to really grow. There he is.
back. All right, here I am. I'm back.
Good. Yeah, I would do that. I think that's a real important thing to do in that
Okay.
container is bring some leaf mulch in or some water from a pond or a creek Just a
Some
little
water too?
lot. Yeah, just a cupful, not much.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit. You don't need a lot, but
So
it'll
the
bring.
chlorine won't kill it?
Now chlorine's gone. That
Oh,
chlorine is already gone.
what about the chloramines?
It's gone too. If you want to
Okay,
put a
interesting.
if you want to put a vitamin C
Right.
tablet in there, that'll
Okay.
wipe it out.
Oh,
You could
yeah.
do
All right.
that.
All right. I think that's pretty affordable to do.
Right. They're pretty cheap. Right.
But I wanted to do that because for one, I wanted somewhere to see if I can put some of my platy fries in to see how they
Yeah.
do outdoors. And then in the long run, I wanted to do some rainbow shiners because I know those are native. So
Now, where do you live?
in Palm Bay, Florida, East Coast.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah.
pretty warm down there. Yeah. You
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
able you should be able to keep it out all year.
Okay,
I kept
nice.
mine out year round.
So even if it does it usually get like 40s where you were in the
40,
West, right?
they'll survive at 40.
Okay,
And it's
gotcha.
not going to be there that long anyway. Might be one
Nah,
night.
yeah,
Yeah,
just a
few
few
hours.
nights. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to try something new because I'm getting MTS and my wife is blocking me, so I got to go outside with it.
Hey, it happens. I
I
don't
know,
blame you.
right?
I've got a bunch of tubs outside too, so
What do you have in them?
I don't have them stocked yet. I'm getting them all grown up with plants first.
Okay, nice. That's what I plan to do too, because the pond out there, it's got moneywort, and I don't know if it's a kind of rotala, but it's growing so red and pretty. I'm like, wow,
Oh,
I gotta get
wow.
me some of
There
that.
are a lot of really very pretty native fish in every body of water near you.
You know
Beautiful.
what? They
Right?
got some green sunfish in here, father fish. They are amazing. They're super colored up in the
Oh
pond
yeah,
right here.
there are
Yep.
a lot of them. Get out there with the net and start catching them.
Catching. That's what I plan to do too. That's probably gonna be nice with my girls as well.
And those you can keep outside.
Yeah, because they're already used to it, right?
They're already there, right?
Yeah. So what if you like go, Alora, leave it? Nope. What if you like catch the fish from the pond and get the same water? That'll be ideal for him, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and get some bigger containers too.
For those, okay. Yeah.
Try to find some tubs or
Yeah, they got some big tubs in Home Depot and places like that.
and they're cheap. They're $10.
Yeah. I'm gonna try getting
They're
some of
cheap.
those.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of them and they
Yeah.
work really well. Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I see where LRB was saying that he had to put like wood, a wood frame around his so they don't kind of pan out.
Yeah, some of them as they age they'll just start bulging.
Bulging,
I've
that's
got
what
one
it
of the
is.
old ones that
Yeah.
it's bulging. I need to transfer everything over to a new one.
Yeah.
Now
That's
the black oblong ones that are sold in like Lowe's and Home Depot and Sam's Club, those are reinforced at the
Oh,
top so they won't bow or
I
not
know
very.
what I'm getting next.
They're pretty
yeah.
good.
I gotta try some of those then, cause I don't want to do it and then next thing you know it,
Mm,
busts out or something.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that I'm enjoying it. I love 3G's angels, man.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
they're
man.
beautiful.
Yeah, they are. Is he gonna give you some of them or sell you some or something?
We'll see.
That's right.
He's got to be willing to ship them, and he doesn't ship, so
Oh man.
we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I'm gonna go hop off and see what's
Well,
going
thank you,
on
Dre.
next.
Happy to talk to you.
All right, likewise.
And good luck
Talk
with
to you
that
soon.
outdoor plant. Thank you.
I'll keep you updated.
Love you. Bye for now.
All right, much love.
Bye. Well, we've got a question from Jason.
Oh, Jason Tandy. Oh, excuse me. I'm about to set up a 125 cool tank. How difficult would it be to start a food web? That would be best process. Good question.
Mhm.
Not difficult to do. Do it slowly and gradually, but persistently. In other words, don't once you get started, don't back off. What your goal is to get an inch deep mulm bed or leaf bed in the entire tank, but you want to do it very slowly. When you introduce, like even in a 125, if you introduce a cup full of material, that's going to put a strain on the entire biological system. Now, it'll compensate for that. The system will enlarge to include that new biomass, and then do it again, and the same thing happens. So each time you're putting this material in, you're causing the entire biological system to expand and to grow, to be able to assimilate the material you're putting in, which is why it's important to do it slowly. If you do it too fast, you overwhelm the system and actually cause things to die. So in a 125, a cup at a time. And a time means once a week, or at the absolute outside, twice a week. Start once a week. And then when you get it about halfway built up, after 3 or 4 months, you can add a little more in the middle of the week. And then just keep doing that until you've got at least a substantial portion of the tank with an inch of this leaf mulch in it. Sounds messy? It's really not. It's different. It's not like having pearly white sand at all, but it is having a very powerful source of life and nutrition in the tank, because that material is absolutely loaded with microfauna, all of it eating on those leaves, creating soil, because that gets worked down into the substrate. So as it begins to deteriorate, you add a little more. So you never stop adding it, because it is a nutrient. It is not a fixed, stable material. It's not like adding a piece of driftwood. The leaves are literally food. So you're putting food in the tank, which is why it's so vital to put it in slowly and to make sure there are lots of eaters on the food that you're putting in. Now, that means in the beginning, you want to use material from a pond or a creek, material that has a lot of life already in it. Once you get down the road a few months, you can start adding dried leaves, because you'll then have enough microfauna in there to be able to consume that. You have to kind of do it by feel. Do it slowly and gradually, and it'll get there. Now, the first thing you'll notice once you've got it established is that the little fish, the tetras, they'll be laying eggs when you're not aware of it, like early in the morning, and you begin seeing baby fish, little tiny fish, all throughout that material. And then you begin seeing them get a little bigger and start darting up, and you'll see that there's a whole population of fish that are growing in there, brand new baby fish that are increasing the population of fish in the tank. It is an utterly remarkable experience to be able to do this. And it gives you the clearest understanding of how these animals are able to survive and thrive in a wild environment, because you're creating an environment close enough to that for them to be able to take advantage of it in the way that they normally do. So that's great. I'm excited. Want to see how it works out, Jason.
Definitely. And then we've got a question from Todd.
How do I breed black woolly loaches? It's really very simple. You need to get a good food for them, a meaty food like worms or some kind of good frozen food. We've got a couple of new ones. We actually use a lot of fresh shrimp, fresh frozen shrimp that we grind up. And in the case of little fish like tulips, would virtually emulsify it, freeze it, and then put chunks of it in there. It's a absolutely fantastic food. It's very inexpensive to feed, and is something that the fish will benefit enormously from. Be careful not to overfeed. You can overdo it, and you want to be careful not to break it down. If you're using a blender, not to break it down to the point where it becomes soup, because then it'll be so tiny it'll simply foul the tank. They won't be able to eat it. It'll be too much microscopic material in there. So you want to be fairly careful with the grind. Get it down small, but not mush.
Mm-hmm.
Small enough that they can still eat it without it simply dissolving and becoming like a cream soup. That'll kill everything.
Yeah, well,
it's a critical to be careful about that. Brenda's been feeding it for a good 6 months or more, and she's got it pretty well nailed. We don't have much problem with cloudy water there. I knew this one tank this morning was cloudy, and it was because there were some fish in there that are very slow eaters. And so that shrimp was sitting there long enough for it to begin to cloud the tank. In that case, we try to get whatever is left out and do a small water change, and that'll typically take care of it. One of the things about cloudy water, if you know it's caused by bacteria, it's critical to do a small water change and to get whatever is causing that out. Doesn't need to be a big water change. 10-15% is generally enough to kind of turn the spigot off, to turn it around so that the bacteria then begins to diminish as the nutrients are taken up. It only happens for a short time. It happens until those nutrients are gone. But if there's enough in there, by the time they're gone, it could be pretty bad. There could be so much bacteria in there that it burns up all the oxygen and fish start struggling. So you don't want that to happen. If you see cloudy water, deal with it. It's one of two things. It's either green algae or it's bacteria. The only other possibility is your child poured a glass of milk in it because the babies needed milk. But frankly, that's as bad as bacteria.
right.
That's what it'll cause. So
Oh, it will.
You need to do even a major water change if that happens. The other thing that can happen is you can get a mineral effect from like calcium, can make the water white if you wind up with somehow calcium powder in there that dissolves. And that's really rarely an issue and rarely a problem. Although it can become a problem if the calcium is particulate, because it can actually clog the gills of the fish so that they can't breathe properly. They do have a way of cleansing their gills, but if there's too much in the water, they simply will be overcome by it. So you need to be careful for that. If it's green water, and you can usually tell pretty quickly by the color, the tint. Green water won't be quite white. It'll look a little cloudy at first, and then it'll start getting a tint. And you can either let that go, or you can cover the tank for a day or two, and it'll be gone. Bacteria you need to deal with. You can't let it stay. You do a small water change. You get whatever's causing it out. You turn that around. Get more aeration going. Pump it up hard. Get a lot of water flow. Get about 10% of the water out unless it's horrible. And then you can take a bit more out. If the fish are struggling, get them out of there. Put them in a bucket. Put them in something else until you got it back under control. Okay, let's get back to breeding coolie loaches. Because I thought that was I got down a rabbit hole there. Breeding coolie loaches. You got the food resolved. That's the critical component because you need the females to be able to egg up. And they can only do that with a high protein food. So get the food going and keep it going. Don't back off on that. The next thing you need to do is create a pile of small rocks in the tank. And by that I mean something softball size. Something big enough that they can get down into it and all through it, and the fish cannot follow them in. They will go down in there. They will nest in that. They will have babies in that, and the babies will be able to survive in that. And that's a good point to begin bringing in a food web into that tank. That's an animal that the loaches uniquely benefit from food web because they're feeding on the bottom. So they're looking for all of that kind of micro and macro fauna all the time. That's their natural food. Building a food web creates an ideal environment for them. And the rock work create an ideal nesting environment that will work brilliantly. You'll be amazed how effective that is. So 3 things you need to do. You need to get the food right. You need to get a food web, and you need to get a little stone house for them. And you can breed both species in that. You can breed the black and the striped coolie loaches. They both will breed together in the same rock pile.
Yeah, and following this advice, I've got baby coolies in my tank, so it definitely works.
Wow, that's neat.
Let's see, we also have a question from Ryan.
Ryan Central, Father Fish, you'll be able to sell that flake food in the UK. You know, that's something we probably can do. Let me look into that. I will see what we can do to get it shipped over there. I think that's a distinct possibility. I need to talk to Maeve about that, and then find out what the customs requirements are for it. May be able to just sell right through. We'll see how it goes. But great idea. I will try to do that. Thank you for that.
And then we've got a question from Adam.
Well, no, not really. Hard copy of the book. It is. They've spent all summer working on the layout, and we haven't turned back yet. It's been 3 to 4 months they've been on it. Now it is a big job.
Yeah, it is.
It's a 500-page book with more than 100 plates, and they've got to be able to lay out every single page. So it ain't a simple, easy, quick thing to do. But we're hopeful. We're waiting, and we're hopeful. So sometime soon. We sincerely hope it'll happen. But
Definitely do.
We'll get copy back, and we'll take a look at that, make recommendations for final changes, make the final changes, and that at that point, I think we got to print.
Definitely. When
we're-
they get done, it's going to be a work of art.
We're down to the last major step, and it is the major step. It's the biggest step of all because it's the final copy, the
Oh,
final layout. So all the copies been approved, all the pictures, everything have been approved. They're well, I don't know how far along they are. They don't let on. We have not heard a peep out of them in months, and I keep asking, and I get nothing. So I'm just hopeful they're actually working on it.
Hopefully.
Well, it's a reputable company.
Hey,
Gotta trust the process. So, but we're hoping it'll be soon.
Hope so.
And as soon as we hear something, you will too.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got?
Let's see. Actually, we've got a question from Sidious. What's your favorite fish to eat?
That's it's a strange question because there are a lot of really good quality fish out there
Oh, there is.
that I don't have access to.
Mm.
Frankly, I like freshly thawed, battered, fried pollock.
Oh, that's some good one. I like mahi with lemon on it.
I guess. Who doesn't?
Right? That's like the best fish I've tried so far was mahi.
Yeah. Well, at $25 a pound, I can't afford to eat it.
Right, I can't either.
There's the problem. We did get mahi out of Maryland. We got
Really?
About 10 miles out or 50 miles out or some such thing. They go way out. They spend half a day in fast boats going out to the mahi grounds.
Oh,
And
wow.
they
That's
get
what
them.
I would be fishing for.
They get billfish. They get sailfins. They get a lot of really cool big fish. Cobia. I don't know if cobia come up here. I'm not sure about that. They probably do in the summer. There are some good fish offshore, but you kind of have to be willing to spend $1,000 a day to go out and fish for them.
Yeah,
or
no.
know a fish, or have a good friend. I just, when I get them, I need to eat them. I tend to get something like that and then I save it
Right?
until it's stale.
I know how that goes.
And then it doesn't taste good anymore. It's so dumb. I can't even believe I do it, but I do.
Hey, it happens. I've done it before too.
Stupid. What's Trey? What's Trey all about here? Would you feeding my fish slugs on my garden be bad for them? I would say so. And the reason is the slime on slugs is toxic. I suppose if you put them like an eel, if you put them in a brine solution, that would draw all the slime off and dry them. And at that point, they probably would be, and rinse them off then, they probably would be a good food. I think the slug itself probably is a very good food, but the slime is toxic. So you need to have a way to get the slime off. And probably the only way to do that is in a brine solution. That's how we used to cure eel, because that's another very slimy animal. if you put them in brine, it absorbs all that slime, and then dries them. I mean, it can dry them to the point where they're hard and dry. So you might not want to go that far. I think all in all, the best thing to do with slugs is put a dish of beer out there and drown the little suckers. They're nasty buggers. They really are. They eat vegetables like
They'll
they're
decimate a
candy.
garden.
They will absolutely.
Mm.
I found them in my cat food.
Really?
I feed some
Never
cat
thought of-
food stuff, and they get into the cat food.
Next time I need to set a trap, I'll get some cat food.
I had a whole colony of them at one time out on my shed. They would come up and cover the shed at night,
Wow.
and I just started scooping them out and throwing them in water, which drowned them. And I wound up getting rid of the colony. I guess I got all the breeders out or something. I would not feed slugs. Beetles, any kind of bug,
Mhm.
are perfect, great food. Smash them up and feed them. Particularly bugs. Fish eat bugs. I mean, that's
Right?
a favorite
That's
food
their
for
natural
fish. It absolutely is. So any kind of bug, but probably not slugs. Crickets are great.
Mm-hmm.
Grasshoppers. I mean, any kind of bug or beetle. If it's big and hard shell, smash it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll love it. But no, I think not slugs. The same with snails, like land snails. I would not feed land snails either, actually. Although escargot is land snail, so
Mm-hmm.
it's certainly something that is reasonable to eat. I've never much fooled with it as a fish food. I've never collected them to eat either, for that matter. You know what I think would be a really good food that
What?
I don't think anybody is utilizing is mushroom.
Mhm.
I mean, fungus is a really good food for
Yeah, it
fish and inverts, and that's what mushrooms are. They're fungus. So why wouldn't ground up mushroom be a good fish food or a good shrimp food for that matter?
It would make sense that it would be.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's doing that.
I know I
And-
definitely love to eat mushrooms. So
Right. I may start a whole new thing.
hey, now that would be cool.
Well, so we're getting down to it here. We got about
Yeah, we are.
10 minutes left.
Well, Bob F actually kind of has a question for everyone. He's curious if we've ever eaten snakehead fish because the restaurants in DC are charging $10 for 'em.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever have or not. If my grandpa caught it, I probably have tried it, but it was when I was a kid, so I don't remember it.
I don't think I have actually. I kept snakeheads when I was a kid in my fish
That's
tank.
cool. I tried to, nobody would let me.
I've never caught one though.
Really?
Yeah, I never have. I don't fish much.
Mhm.
I mean, I haven't fished in years actually.
I don't think I've
It's-
fished in at least 15.
I fished for years as a young man. I had a boat and I went out fishing all the time. I think my problem is I was never really very good at it. So I never caught many fish. So I kind of lost interest, I think. I like it, but never done much. I think I still may. I'm buying a camper van that my brother bought for his wife because she won't fly, and they were going to tour the country in it, and she kind of put the kibosh on that too. I think so. So they decided to sell it, and I decided to buy it. I mean, they bought this thing, and my brother is an amazing mechanic, carpenter, artist, and she's very talented as well with home decor. So they turned it into a thing of beauty
Oh
that,
wow.
that is fully functional. So I'm buying it from, and I'm gonna try to park it at a fish camp somewhere within 25 to 40 miles of me that I can get to maybe on the weekends. Is part of the reason I wanted to stop doing the Sunday live stream so I could be able to do something like that.
Hey, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I think I've got this place down to the point where I don't have to be here every day. I can be
Yeah.
on the phone and online and be doing pretty much everything that I need to do. I don't have to see what's going on particularly, although I love my staff and I very much enjoy being around them and just being part of their community. They're just a wonderful bunch of people. What else?
Hey, I'm
we got?
excited to see what all you're gonna be doing on the weekend. I hope you have a lot of fun this weekend.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Deep fried channel. I do like
That's good.
I do like catfish. I absolutely like catfish. I really do. And I like hush puppies better than fries even.
Hush puppies are good.
What's this one? Oh yeah, I've done that. That's amazing. The water is crystal clear up in the Thousand Islands area or Thousand Lakes, whatever it is. What's it called? Thousand Islands, I guess.
I think so.
Upstate New York. A beautiful, beautiful water. Can't get past somebody tastes of catfish. Not all of them have it. The channel cat's a little better, probably. And it may also depend on where they are on the river that they're in. What else we got here?
I think we're actually caught up.
Mushrooms. Earrings are common with mushrooms. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
I did not know that. Huh. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, I think mushrooms are a perfect food for probably plecos uniquely, since they grind their food. A mushroom would be perfect for them. And that when they're eating fungus off of driftwood anyway.
Right, that's what they eat.
That's what they eat, right?
Mm-hmm. I bet you
Yeah.
could dry that and make it into little wafers, and they would love it.
That'd be interesting too, yeah. Well, it dries kind of crusty, although it floats.
Yeah, that might make it a little bit problematic.
All right, I guess we're down to it here. Why don't we just
Guess
put
so.
let's put a lid on that, shall we?
All right.
All right,
Okay.
guys. You got the song up? Is that up?
Working on it now.
I killed it.
Yeah, we killed it earlier.
We need the new one. We need the new song.
Yeah, we do need the new one.
I need to get it. I need to talk to Dwayne. I need to get it re-recorded so we can use it. I will work on that this week. God bless you all. Love you.
God bless y'all.
My little fishes, as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes, as they swim about
In their hole.
when the sunlight shines upon them, and their colors begin to glow. I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty
and feel the warmth
I had a woman come in this week and she said, "You heard that?" She held her pocketbook up and I could hear this song playing. She said, "That's my ringtone on my phone."
but never
awesome.
found the peace that
I've got to
comes from
figure out how to set that to my
watching
ringtone. That's cool.
as they swim about their home. My
My
heart
heart
is
is
happy
happy.
and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight
Sunlight
shines
shines upon them, and the colors begin to glow.
I'm
I'm
drawn
drawn
into
into
a
a
world
world
where my heart
where
longs to
nothing
go.
wants to go.
I imagine
Oh,
scenes
I
of
can
beauty
see some beauty
and feel the warmth
feel
of
the
love.
love. Wow, wow.
I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Wow, wow, wow. Love you all. Good night,
Love y'all.
everybody.
Nice.
Have a great week. See you next Wednesday. I'll be back before that. We got a new video coming out this weekend. You really want to catch it. It's all about fish is life.
That's going to be
Bye for
fun.
now.
Bye, y'all. See you Sunday.
All right.
That's why I was late. Went
All
down.
right.
I went paid the Xfinity and then we got our nail